Hey everybody, so I'm going to walk you through how to design your virtual locker, which is one of the early assignments that we have to do. And normally I would have an opportunity to get to know my students just kind of over the course of the first few weeks as I put together names and faces. This year, because we're going to be learning remotely, I think it's going to be way more important for us to do some actual specific activities that are designed to get to know one another. And so this is kind of a fun opportunity to maybe just think about some of the ways that you kind of identify yourself, and even like put some of those items in a locker that you can share with me. All right, so we're going to go through the process of actually making a virtual locker. There's lots of different ways to do it, and there's plenty of tutorials out there. But I want to walk you through the assignment that I share with you guys on Canvas. So you can see right here, this is our Canvas page. And if you scroll down to the directions, it's going to have you, the step-by-step directions. What I'm doing with this tutorial is I'm just kind of going into the real specifics, so in case anyone gets lost. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want a template. You don't have to create the locker for yourself. There's plenty out there. So if you click on this link right here, it's going to take you to this template, which you are able to then copy and rename and then edit it any way you want. So now that I've clicked on this template, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy right here. Doesn't matter whether it's entire presentation or selected slides. There's only one slide. And I'm not going to name it the copy of Design Your Own Virtual Locker. Instead, you're going to put your name on it. So I'll just put, Mr. Irvin's virtual locker, or whatever it is that you want to put your full name there, and then hit OK. It should get shared to your Google Drive, and we're good to go. Okay, so this should now be in my Google Drive, and it's my copy. It's no longer, the copy that I'm sharing with you, and this will allow you to hopefully freely edit this so that you can start to actually design your own virtual locker and share some things that you want to share with me. So, if you on here, there are directions you can read through. You'll notice that on the left here, it even gives some suggestions that you do need to include about 10 different items that say a little bit about yourself. Now, what kind of items that you would want to include, that's completely up to you. There are some suggestions here would be like pictures of family or friends, favorite books, movies that you're particularly interested in, or favorite TV shows. I actually did a little bit of all this stuff when I put together my virtual locker. And I'm just going to show you quickly how to take these ideas and actually put them in the locker itself. So the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need it. So I'm just going to cut and delete this whole thing. It would help if I could figure out how to do it. There it is. There we go. So you can delete it, cut it out, however you want, but obviously we don't want that in the way. We want to have this open locker space so that I can start decorating this locker any way that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to insert pictures and things that interest me. So there's different ways to do this. Probably the easiest way is actually to use the Insert tab that's here in Google Slides. So I can click on Insert, do Image, and search the web. Okay, so let's say that I really love coffee, okay, or tea, whatever it is that you drink to keep yourself awake. Let's say I put coffee mug, and I want to put a coffee mug in my locker. Okay, I could search coffee mugs, but what you're better off doing is, to make it look nice, is to search coffee mug and then transparent. What that does is it takes out the background so that when I pull the coffee mug in, it's just the coffee mug and you don't see the background. Okay, so I can put that down and maybe I put that right here. Okay, I might want to make that a little smaller. Okay, but let's say coffee cup is really essential to me. I need to have that coffee cup in there. That's something that I want to do. So let's say that I am interested in getting a poster. I don't necessarily need a poster to be transparent. So I'm going to do an image, and I'm going to do search the web. And let's say that I'm really interested in, I think I put this down, I put like the Beatles. It's something that I really like their music. And I want like a Beatles poster in there. So maybe I put in Beatles Abbey Road. I have an image here. It doesn't need to necessarily be transparent. And what I can do is I can resize this. So it fits in my locker. And maybe put it in the back there. That's something that you want to do. Okay. So that's like how to use the insert like tab that is in the Google Slides. It is important to note that like I find that the image results are sometimes limited. And so one of the things that you might want to do is you might want to just open up a new tab and use Google in general. Let's go flag. Okay. All right, so I get this, and then maybe I like this image right here. I want to use this. I can copy it, and then I can maybe paste it directly. Little mini flag hanging in the back of my locker, if that's something that you want to do. All right, so what you're going to do is you're basically going to find 10 items that you think reflect some of your own interests. Okay, so once I'm done putting in the images that I want, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and this is a text box. I'm going to delete these items, delete this space right here, and instead of having the directions over there on the left, I'm then going to basically insert maybe a little description of some of the things that I put in here. So maybe I'd say like, welcome to my virtual locker. And then I help if I can spell right. And then maybe I just go through and I say like number one, I could talk a little bit about I really need my morning coffee. Okay, something along those lines. But obviously, you describe the things that you have. You don't try to describe them as best as you can. You can always use my example that I have from the one that I completed, the virtual locker that I completed. If you need more like tips on what to write here. But then, if you want, and I'll be honest, you don't have to do this. But if you want, you can insert a Bitmoji of yourself. So everyone seems to be on the Bitmoji bandwagon. So I figured it might be a fun way to maybe even further customize your virtual locker. If you don't have a Bitmoji account, you do not have to do this, nor do you have to sign up for a Bitmoji account. But if you've got one, you have the ability to link it to Chrome. There's a Chrome extension for it. And if you want to sign up for one, that's fine too. But it allows me to kind of insert a personalized emoji of myself into our virtual locker. So the way that you do this is really simple. So you would go to the web store, and I can go to apps. If you go to your apps, there is the Google Web Store, and I can search Bitmoji here, and you'll notice that there is an extension. This asks me to rate it. That's because it's already installed on my computer. But if you wanted to, you could basically add this extension to your Chromebook. And by adding this extension to your Chromebook, what it allows you to do is that it will appear either here, or if you click on this puzzle extension, it'll appear in your drop-down menu. And what I can do with that is I can then insert that Bitmoji into my actual virtual locker. So I click on this. Here's my like different things that I have for my Bitmoji. Maybe do this. So there I am there. I'm going to flip this. We'll go rotate. I'll do it horizontally. There I am. Maybe I add it to my locker right there. Okay. I don't have to do that one. I could do something else, but it would allow you to add your personalized Bitmoji if that's something that you want to do. That's not required. That's just kind of another way to personalize this and hopefully make this a little bit more like entertaining and fun for you. But the key here is just I'm looking to get to know you a little bit better. And so this is just kind of a fun and maybe creative way for you to compile a list of some images and things that you care about, so that I can start to get to know all the students in my class, some of the things that drive you, that interest you, as we get into the school year. All right, so hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any kind of questions, feel free to email me. But this virtual locker is going to be due this Wednesday, and I'm going to hopefully get a chance to go through them by the end of the week. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you later.